Hi YouTube, this is Vidhead85 and I'm coming at you with part 3 of 5, the 5 love languages. The third one that I'm going to talk about is acts of service. When I think of service, I kind of think of a waiter. I kind of think of a person who is there to anticipate your needs. And with a spouse, that is definitely something that we need to be mindful of. That sometimes we can anticipate their needs, and sometimes it's just like, you know what, bump that, I need mine met. And we always have selfish things too in the midst of all of that, of our relationships too. When we just need to have some time to decompress by ourselves. And a lot of times, I guess sometimes we lose sight of that because we're so go, 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 go. But with acts of service, those are things like doing something for them that maybe, let's say, oh my goodness, I gotta get that, I gotta like shingle the roof or something like that. Oh my goodness, but it's just too much work for me. Maybe you can help. Maybe you can do something, or you can do something for them, like, and I'll read from a section of the article that says acts of service. Discovering how you can best do something for your spouse will require time and creativity. These acts of service, like vacuuming, hanging a bird feeder, planting a garden, need to be done with joy in order to be perceived as a gift of love. Some people do it grudgingly, and that's not loving at all. But I think that this may go hand in hand with words of affirmation. I do believe that this may be my Aunt Karima's. I think that maybe acts of service would be her primary and words of affirmation would be her secondary. But either way, we all have a primary and secondary, but they all fit into our lives in different ways too. Now, with acts of service, I think that's my Aunt Karima's one, because sometimes she felt overwhelmed with her household and things, and she needed help. And I remember one time we helped clean up the downstairs, and that was really cool. We brought over at the time I was attending a church, and there were three young boys who were awesome. I still think that they are. And it was myself, my friend Leah, Patty, Minister John Lee of Dayspring, and he actually, I wonder if he continued to be the youth pastor, probably, and myself, my uncle, and my aunt. And we did it, you know, we cleaned house. And that was really good for her, because she didn't have the burden anymore of doing it all herself. And after that, we had something to eat. So that was a way that we could do something for her, and we could also spend time with her, and we could also enjoy her company as well. And my uncle Elsie, he also, you know, he was also around too. I won't forget that either, you know. But you know, it's definitely something that I feel, when you really care about someone and you find out that's something that basically is a way to speak to them in their own love language. It's like, okay, you know what can I do for him or her? Okay, wait a minute, what have they been talking about they needed to do? They said they needed to do laundry, so I'm going to go down and do some laundry for them. Or, you know what, I think they said they wanted to get that bird feeder hung up, so wait a minute, they needed to build it, and they, you know, let's say they have sketches somewhere, so you build it as they sketched it out, and then you show it to them, and they're like, hey honey, this is what I did today, let me know if you like it, you know. And that way you can also, it's a bonding experience, because every time they see that, every time they think about that, they'll have more memories of it, because you did it out of love. If you do it grudgingly, that's no way to speak to them about, you know, lovingly. But, you know, even sometimes just coming over and helping clean the house, which everybody can come over and help clean the house. Even if it's a little something, even if it's, you know, like doing a handful of dishes or whatever, you know, that's definitely a way that we can speak to them in their love language. And even if that is not their primary one, you know, cleaning the house is definitely like, everybody hates doing it, but they have to. Like me. And usually I'm not home a lot, so that's kind of like, whatever. I should maybe pay somebody to do it. That's how I feel sometimes, but I don't think I'll pay anyone to do it. I'll just do it whenever I have time, and it's a little by little, but it's okay. So, what is acts of service? Your primary love language? Is it your secondary one? Is it something? Does that describe you? The 3 questions that they give in determining your love language. It says, how do I express my love to others? How do I complain? What do I complain about the most? And what do I request most often? So with a person who has acts of service, they might say, you know what, I express my love by doing things for others. What do I complain about the most? You know what, maybe they'll complain about the fact that, you know, I've done this, and this for you, but, you know, it seems like you take me for granted because of what I do for you. And what do they request the most? It may just be help. You gotta help. It's just, you know, can you help me out just once? You know, I'm always helping you with everything you need to do, and you almost count on me for it. So you gotta help. You gotta help me with something. You know, help a brother out. So tell me what you think about that. Is that yours? Do you think that a friend of yours or maybe a family member has that very same love language? If they do, then you know how to talk to them in their language, and more than likely they already told you what you can do for them. So most people with that love language aren't shy about about telling you things that you can do for them. And I think that that's all I'll say about that. I will have another video. I think I'll be covering gifts in the next video. And have a great day. Bidhead85, signing off.